From the minute I thumbed the starter catch, I knew I would like the 2018 Yamaha Star Eluder. The fumes note simply hit me in the perfect place and influenced me to grin. Presently, the Yamaha item advancement people would state that it was on the grounds that the double suppressors were tuned to marginally unique notes so they would blend, making a more wonderful tone. Whatever, it worked. And after that I got the opportunity to let out the grasp and force far from the check. To state that the Eluder depends on the venture would be an enormous modest representation of the truth. The Eluder is the venture without a couple of key segments. Outwardly, you'll promptly see the shorter windshield and the absence of a trunk. Alongside those two segments you lose the electric windshield alteration and the back speakers with their double zone sound controls. Couple this with an alternate shading treatment, and the change is finished. The Eluder wears a passed-out motor, fumes, and wheels which add to the forceful outline. Despite the fact that the two bicycles have the very same measurements, the Eluder looks lower and more solid. Whatever remains of the things dispensed with from the Eluder's show are Sure Park, mid-fairing wind redirectors, rider backrest, tire weight checking framework, mist lights, and warmed grasps. Of those, the main failure to discharge is the evacuation of the warmed grasps, which are, alongside the haze lights and TPMS, accessible from the Yamaha embellishment inventory. Be that as it may, back to riding the Eluder, the motor's torque is obvious from the minute the rider starts to discharge the assist and slipper grip. The torque is accessible promptly off-sit without moving and, as per the MO dyno, achieves its pinnacle of 105.8 lb-ft at a minor 2800 rpm. The bend itself is generally level all through. The meat of the RPM extend exactly where a bagger rider will need it. In the event that we needed to make any grievance about the 1854 cubic centimeters motor, it would be that the proportion for first apparatus is too low, making it simple to hit the 4800 rpm rev constraint on forceful dispatches. Whatever remains of the time the rider can surf the enormous rush of torque. Truth be told, when riding around town, I every now and again got myself a rigging higher than I would commonly ride. With the Eluder's accessible torque, the characteristic impulse is to give the motor a chance to snort out of each low RPM circumstance. Not at all like some extensive uprooting twins, which shiver at low RPM with vast throttle openings. The Eluder's motor has an essential drive stun damper that smooths out the impression of the power. Truly, you can in any case feel the individual heartbeats, yet the cylinders don't feel like they are endeavoring to drive the interfacing bars out through the motor's cases, as on some other big twins. The EFI tuning gives two distinctive power modes, Sport and Touring. As one may expect, the Touring mode relaxes the power conveyance when the throttle is opened. Out on the open roadway, this makes speeding up rich, smooth and mixes pleasantly with the without vibe nature of the huge 48 degrees V-twin. At 75 miles per hour, the motor is turning around 2600 rpm and not a solitary culpable vibration can be felt in the wood planks, the grasps, or the seat. Get the Eluder up to 90 miles per hour, and the motor feels considerably smoother. This bicycle will eat up the asphalt in the event that you let it. Couple that with a 6.6 gallon tank in addition to our deliberate 40.4 mpg on the road, and you can travel a figured 266 miles. Previously you're required to stop. Exchanging the Eluder's ride mode to sport makes the throttle reaction discernibly more smart. Moving on the throttle in an area of winding corners is more exact and crisper, making it my favored mode once the street gets unusual. While the claim of close sport tourer level taken care of in our press instructions might be somewhat exaggerated, the Eluder's guiding is responsive, making it simple to hustle through a progression of corners. I would rate the cornering freedom to be like that of current visiting model Harley-Davidsons, which is quite sensible. The Eluder's suspension is appropriate for the weight it conveys, conveying a decent harmony between the suppleness required to douse up interstate extension joints and the immovability important to control undercarriage contribute undulating corners. Huge hits are consumed by the back suspension's 4.3-inch go without the jolting effect of bicycles with shorter travel suspension. The 2 times that the Eluder's deliberate 874-pound weight is detectable are when backing into a parking spot, the Venture's sure park was painfully missed, and when performing U-turns on a 2-path street. Once in movement, the Eluder's mass melts away.